Who uses that fucking thing? I'm not using that shit. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? We're hanging out as usual on Friday night. Thank you for hanging out with us. April is here with me, and we're very excited to have one of our partners in crime, one of the terrific trio from Ethereal Comics, hanging out. Um,
Squee!
Squee. Very, very excited. I think Blade Hunter may be peeping in here in a minute, do some drawing himself. Um,
Woo.
Speaking of Squee,
Right.
you've got a project going on right now, right? And is that still running? Are we done or
Oh, we are, and I believe it is live until Sunday. Sunday.
Sunday? I love it. I love it. So
Dude,
tell
we're
us
gonna try
about
to
um
maximize daylight savings time and
oh Lord.
everything. Get you that extra hour.
I don't need any more hours. I can't even fucking sleep. So let's hear about the very first guys, wah, 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 very first red label production from Ethereal Comics. Um, why don't you tell us about it, April? What is exactly Squeezum?
Ooh. Well, this is actually the third volume of Squee After Dark, and I'm very excited that I get to pair it with the Red Label as their very first maiden voyage, dun dun dun, into production stuff. It is a very mature art book, very, very mature art book. It is not for the faint of heart. It is driven by the Kinktober prompt list, where I've gone through and edited what I'm willing to draw, what I'm not willing to draw.
Good.
And I open it up to my fans on mostly Facebook, some Instagram, but mostly Facebook,
Yeah.
of people who get to kind of help me drive this into production.
It's like a
What they
prompt,
do with,
right? Like
yeah,
you do these really cool prompts. I learned a lot from that.
oh yeah.
I'm not
So,
going to tell you that you should peep it on a public computer or anything, but I learned a
oh
lot.
man, oh man. So if you go to the link, etherealafterdark.com, or I think is what it
See
was.
that on the
I
banner. I'll put that out there for you.
On the Kickstarter, you'll see the list that I use, and it is meant to be done in pace with each day. So, like October 1st is knife play, October 12th is feet, October 31st is aftercare, and it's meant to be a really, really neat way to have a theme and incorporate a fantasy element with it. It's meant to be fun. So, there's a few things that I won't draw, but it's almost never come up. So, it's really, really quite fun to take something such as this and work into that gray area where I actually really feel like I shine.
I feel like you definitely
So,
shine in all that area, man.
oh,
I
I
mean,
some of it's a challenge. Somebody requested knife play with something that doesn't have hands. I'm like, whoa, what?
yeah, but
That was
doesn't it give you like this?
outrageous.
And what you came up with was absolutely awesome, to be honest with you. But
Agreed.
it's like, um, it's like it's a cool concept because like when I'm sorry, I couldn't even get into that with a straight face.
I
But
know. I'm like, this.
there's like the concept of when you're coming into it, you're designing something unique for this
Yes,
individual. It's a commission on a whole different level, right? Because
it sure
when
is.
like when someone comes to us and they're like, "Hey, can you draw C?" You're like, "Yeah, do you want to? What kind of pose do you like C in?" We get more naked C than anything else anymore, but um, which is great. Everybody loves naked C. But uh, there's a concept where you get your freedom to produce what these people are asking you to create, right? Like you come
Right.
in and you can go, man, look, I've got this wild ass fucking idea for an octopus that's gonna stick something up somebody's ass, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but when
No,
it
I'm all.
comes out, the art looks great. Like it looks fucking amazing.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah.
you get to see a lot of agency all over the place, Shawnee. You know that. Um,
Shawnee's here. Ooh, let me pull up my comments.
yep, Shawnee is
Yeah,
here
hi,
hanging out.
baby.
And our good buddy here is our letterer is hanging out with us too, which is awesome.
Super
Um,
duper. Hello, hello.
but there's just it's a lot of fun, and I felt like it was a great opening for the mature label of the brand. You know what I mean? When you
Yes.
come out and you're like, April already works with us and she's already a team member and stuff. And I was like, man, if anybody can run the mature side of the house, it's the lady that just drew the fucking seahorses fucking each other and stabbing each other with knives. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
If anybody can handle it, it is the
You
mighty
bet.
Reina, I believe. You know. Um,
You bet.
so tonight you're doing BDSM mermaid
Yeah, a bondage mermaid, yes.
bondage. See, I don't know the difference, so don't shoot me.
Well,
Uh,
BDSM is an acronym, right? For I don't know, something you have to look it up. But like this is not having a submissive, this is not having a dominant, this is not
I see.
having
Okay.
like a story that goes into it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, so with this exclusively, she's just bound.
Okay. Right on. We actually just talked to a tentative cosplayer about what is that called? The the tie up, hang up thing.
Oh, Shibari.
Yeah, shibari, that thing. So you guys may see some crazy
So with this
hanging people.
challenge this year, I learned that Shibari is upper body, and then Kenbaku is like full body, like head to toe kind of thing. So that's
Okay.
when they have like the mobility completely uh limited.
Okay.
I'm all like, well,
Well,
oh,
now.
I was already drawing it, but now I can actually pull it into 2 different days. I'm
For
like,
sure.
sweet. So yeah, so I run this particular drawing challenge incredibly uniquely. This winds up being a nod to the community that I wind up servicing because everybody gives me a prompt. I actually put together a little questionnaire that I send out to everybody right before their day comes up, asking them a couple of like driven questions to kind of help guide the art.
Yeah.
Things like how many characters they want. There's like a tier. So a single tier is like $50 versus 3 people who's 60. So it's not that big of a price difference, but it just means I got to work a little harder to get more into a smaller space. They can pick their gender preferences, the fantasy style of creature, whether they want a merfolk, an alien, human, vampires,
Yeah.
centaurs, just a wide range of non-copyrighted characters. They're not even a scale. I've got some people who are like, oh no, this is going on a wall, or my mom will see it or whatever. So it has to be like a 1 to 3 scale versus
Right.
others that are like, oh no, private collection.
But you can also use Ethereal's characters as well.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for letting me sully your ladies of the blue label.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's fun to a lot of fans like will get folks that are like, "Hey, are you doing a hentai or are you doing a porn or
Right.
anything like that?" And the Blue Label is not. The Blue Label is a very I don't know what it's more like just boudoir nudity and stuff than full on like yeah, like Shawnee before they get smutted up on the red label. Yeah, basically. Um, but when they go to the red label, you'll get like story and stuff. Like there's a short story about like C in college. There's all kinds of fun stuff that we're doing with the brand as well. And you'll get to see plenty of the characters that you wanted to see involved in shenanigans that you don't get to see involved in with the blue label. Um, when we first started talking about it, it was Blade and Hunter and I about a year ago, and I was very, very nervous to have a label as mature as the red label is right now. And because I was scared to open that world to the characters, right? Like I was scared to because I didn't want the fans to feel like anything weird about it. And as adult as our fans are anyway, all of our fans should be adult. Don't read our books to your fucking children, please. Um, but I mean, my daughter is not even allowed in my office. Neither is my son. So it's very um, it's important for people, even children, to understand what is art, what is beauty, and the as Shawnee so eloquently put it, smutting it up. You know what I mean? Like I'm covered in nude tattoos. If you've ever seen me in person, I think I'm like 60% of my body's covered in nude tattoos. But it's they're all clean and they're all pinups and there's nothing like over the top. And that's how we run the blue label. We run there's plenty of nudity, there's plenty of chicks or whatever. Um but when you get to the red label, um we wanted April and we wanted the team members working on that label to have the freedom to express themselves. You know, as art is subjective, I still feel like that everything could be subjective. You know what I mean? Like if you want to see this, or this, well, we have a place for you. If you want to see this, and this, well, we have a place for you. If you want to see a superhero book, I don't have that. That's, that's probably the only thing we don't have is a superhero book. But and we don't have any children's books. But there's a lot going on with how we move forward with the brand and the things that we can show you that we couldn't show you in the blue label. So I believe it was Shawnee, very much so. I definitely believe it was. Like we're already like the next red label book drops in January, you know, and then we've got another red label in February. And if I get a wild hair, I may release a red label book. You know what I mean? It just all depends on time with me. Because right now, Ethereal is doing incredible thanks to the fans. Again, it wouldn't be anything without you. Like it wouldn't be anything without you at all. And how amazing April was it that we put out a red label and a blue label book in the same night, and they both funded in the same night together.
It is pretty incredible.
I think it was. Man, I really at one point in time, I thought that I was gonna have. Um, I thought Greed would be an all ages imprint, and just that particular IP. But as I moved forward into it and realized that we were working with deities and gods and stuff, that I couldn't be faithful to them with an all ages imprint. You know what I mean? But in the future, you know, I've talked up and down that I would never do it. But as my son gets older, uh, and my daughter gets older, they ask, right? Hey, Dad, you write a lot. Hey, Dad, you write a lot. We need to write something that we can read. So eventually, we'll probably do something that it'll be in its own world. It'll have nothing to do with the other books, and it'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Um, I've got crazy ideas for something like that already, but it'll be a ways. Next year, we're booked out pretty well next year, and Bladen is convinced we'll be putting out 3 books by August a month, which would be incredible. And I think we can do it. I'm fairly certain we can do it, especially with the red label and the beautiful work that the red label stuff is coming together. I'll say this: I'm very, very confident in the red label as well. I mean, I love the blue label, but I'm very, very confident in the red label as well. If Yeah, well, it will. If we can, when that day comes, we will definitely, encompass the entire spectrum.
Hmm.
But going forward with the red label, you guys are going to start seeing more and more unique IPs from it. We've brought on some incredible talent, some incredible new writers are coming into the blue label. Incredible new writers, but right now we have an amazing art book that's live for the red label. So make sure you guys swing over there, check that out. That is at etherealafterdark.com. Yeah, I can't do it, Shawnee. Like I can't. Not in good conscience. I cannot write a superhero book in good conscience. I just because I feel like I'm fucking aping off other people. Doesn't matter what I do with a superhero. Everybody's done it. Everybody's wrote.
Simpsons did it.
Yeah, dude. I'm not like I preach not only the fan base, I preach not only the the team members, but I also preach originality. And I feel like a huge hypocrite if I come out and I go, "Oh, I'm gonna do a fucking book about a fast guy." Well, fuck, there's like 9 of those. You know what I mean? Um, I agree. I think there's way too many. Like I honestly think there's way too many. Um, Shawnee, if you want to come in, just hang the fuck out. You're welcome. Just come hang the fuck out, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're in here just
Sure.
chatting. Come hang the fuck out. I'll give you a link. But there's so many things that we're doing that uh, that I want to bring your attention to, guys. Like again, with the as awesome as Ethereal After Dark is, as awesome as If It Hops is smashing right now, guys. If you don't know anything about the bunny, um, learn about the bunny. She's amazing. If you go
And
to
then ask me to
www
draw the
dot
bunny. I
oh,
love
draw
the
the
bunny.
bunny. You could love the bunny.
Oh,
You
that
can
poor
go,
bunny.
my poor bunny. You can go to
Ooh, that is a bumper
www.ifithops.com
sticker.
and check out
Mhm.
pre-orders for the
Oh,
bunny.
and then throw up my cover I did for If It Hops. It has not
Sure.
gotten the love that DeBalfo's has, and that one's not even colored.
Well, I mean,
No, it's
see,
pretty, and I'm proud of
absolutely,
it. We
it
got
is pretty.
the
Let me grab it. Hold
we
on. Let
got
me.
the amazing Bill Farmer to come back into colors, and he did the most amazing color job on my very fall and very festive If It Hops cover. It's so cute with like
It is
a
ridiculously
vintage
cute.
pickup truck in the back and the pumpkins
It
around
is
for a
so good.
pumpkin patch. I just was floored with how beautiful it was. And of course, I've been doing all my shameless self promotions. I haven't had a chance to really promo If It Hops cover that I got to do. So it's such a a blessing that we're getting able to do this show where where we can double dip on
Double
marketing.
dip. Make sure you clean that thing off first, though. I'm trying to
What?
find it because you've sent me all this amazing artwork, and I'm trying to find it. Hold on. The thing about StreamYard is when the files are too big, I can't put them on here. So
Oh,
I'm trying to find one that is small enough for me to.
I'll just send it to you. 1 second.
I think I have. Well, yeah, if you've got one readily available, I'm happy to do it. But I don't.
Here we go.
She says
And
I'm gonna try to find it for a second.
send.
Too fast.
Dun,
All
dun.
right. Let's put download that.
Cover eye. Wild.
Oh yeah, right.
Censored and everything.
Yeah, the sultry voice, Shawnee. We love
What's
Shawnee.
up? Johnny! Hello.
Hello.
I miss you. How
I
are
miss
All right.
you
you?
too.
So here is
Thanks for letting me come hang out.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
There's Boss Raina and her cover
Yeah.
colored by Bill Farmer.
It's
Absolutely.
so beautiful. And if you are into the pumpkin patches and stuff like that, I feel like that does a solid homage
It's a
to
really good one, dude. Like it's really
totally.
good. Like I'm a
Mm.
fan. I'm a fan of the Raina. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
Yeah, big fan.
big fan of the Raina. We
Big
love the
fan of the
Raina.
Raina. So I
The
love
Raina
that
puts
color.
out.
I love that cover. I had to grab that one.
It's a good one, right?
It really is.
Did you see that? One of our incredible fans, Ivan, snagged your your other one that came back up there, April.
Really? That's wonderful.
Yay.
So, I think when we talk about if it hops, I think people think about this. And I posted an image a little bit ago, but I think people think this like about this beautiful, just like pretty book, and that's what it was supposed to be, right? I wanted to like lure you in with this amazing, pretty book, but it's dark, it's grimy, it's
Mhm.
like I think that Bladen said it best one night when he was like, "It reminds me of Seven in Zootopia,"
Yeah.
Yep.
and I was
It's
like,
a
"Man,
good
that is
mashup. That's a good mashup
yeah,
description
yeah."
of it. Yep.
I was literally like, "That is the best way to describe the book ever." But as I go through it more and I work more and more on the project, because I have a hard time putting if it hops down. Like I really have a hard time putting it down. And I can say that it with all honesty, I have a real hard time putting it down. But like there are characters that we just like you guys are just now getting to see, like Kay. I absolutely love Kay. She's a lot of fun to work with.
Mhm.
This cover by Trevor Grace is I love it. I love
Yeah.
how he draws all of our characters. Trevor's an amazing artist,
He
really,
really
really
is. Yeah.
good. But then you've got like Ryoshi. Well, can't show you that one. I thought that was an edited photo. Apparently, I was
Whoops.
wrong. We're
Pay no
past,
attention to the photo on the screen.
yeah, we're past 10 minutes. I'll be all right. But so there are a lot of characters involved that we're getting to flesh out and we're getting to show you guys more background on. Not just the titular character. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
so much fun. I absolutely love C, but getting to work on the other characters in the world is epic for me. Like I I write a good portion of my life anymore. That's like my life. And I love my life. I love my family and my friends and my team and my fans. But I really get to delve into these worlds. And if it hops is an addictive place to be. Like it's a very addictive place. Like when we introduced the Jackal in issue one, it was looks a little different than the Jackal in issue two, and I'll let you guys weigh with that and play around with that a little bit. But I really love the scenes that we're getting to do in this particular issue because, again, they haven't been done before. The whole serial killer in the world of animals type of thing. I've never seen it. So I have a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of fun with the writing. One really cool thing, if you guys know Bladen Hunter or have met Bladen Hunter, he he's really, really amazing. Just as he and April are the fucking bee's knees, in my opinion. But so
And he's super
anyway,
chill too. He's just like
yeah, very, very quiet dude. Love
Very
love that
quiet.
guy.
Yep.
But this scene, those H's and A's are done by hand,
wow.
um, which I thought was phenomenal. To go in hand letter was just fucking awesome in my opinion.
Well, it adds to it. I think I think it was an important aspect of having it done because you could
For
have a
sure.
letter or do it and put it in digitally or whatever, but it wouldn't have the same impact.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a lot of fun to see.
Hmm.
This like whole scene here that we're teasing about was great to work on. The size differences in the characters in our world are starting to becoming more and more relevant and prevalent as we go forward. Um, then you've got Riarte. Gabriel did his cover, which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one.
Hmm.
Um, I'm terrible. But then one cool thing that we did for this issue as well is we did our statue, which came out absolutely just
Really
awesome.
cool.
You
Yeah.
know, they're all hand painted. They look so good. They're about 8 inches tall, which I'm absolutely in love with mine. I kept one of the APs for myself. Um, Absolutely
You
beautiful
should.
stuff.
You're supposed to. You
Man,
have
I
to have one in
try,
your
but I
collection. Yeah.
get when we do limiteds, it's hard for me. Like a fan will be like, "Hey, Dustin, can I get a hold of that?" And I'm like, "Man, I've only got like one left." And then it's like, but again, the fans are the lifeblood.
Yeah.
They are everything.
You weigh it out, you balance it out.
You do, absolutely. And you know
I imagine
what?
there's one or two that no matter what you're going to hang on to just for either sentimental reasons, whatever else. But for the most part,
Probably there
yeah,
probably one or two,
yeah.
in here somewhere. And I honestly right now, Shawnee, with our workflow, I don't even get to pay attention that often. You know what I mean? Because you see these cats that they'll do a book, and then they'll wait like 3 or 4 months, and they'll do another book. And I think that they get to spend time with those books. You know what I mean? Versus us, where it's like we're like, okay, we've got a book this month, we've got 2 books next month, we've got 2 books next month. Like you said, Bladen's starting to do 3 books in August next year.
He's
You know what I mean?
insane.
So, well,
Yeah.
like I said, it wouldn't be possible without the fans. So
Yeah.
we're,
We appreciate it, but I know it's a double-edged sword because, like you said, I mean, you put all this work and effort into it and love and the creative talent, you, April, the whole team.
yeah,
But then, we get that appreciated, but yeah, sometimes it's got to be hard because you, like you said, you don't really necessarily get a chance to really, truly
right.
absorb it, enjoy it and everything else before you're
It's
on
like
to
your
the
children,
next.
right? It
Yeah.
is like your children.
Go, be
Like,
free.
right. So it's like, my daughter is in chorus, and, April's daughter is in band, and they do all kinds of cool stuff. And, it's when you get to appreciate what you've created, we get to see the process. We're going through the whole process, and with me, it's very an emotional process because I am in there. Like I am in it. Like there are certain scenes that'll make me bawl like a baby. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, did I really just write that? You know what I mean? But it's like you invest yourself in what you're creating. So like, but I will be like, I'm done after the issue. After the issue is done and created, it's no longer in my hands anymore. Now it's in y'all's hands. It's in y'all's backyard. You get to be like, man, I really like this issue, or the art was great, and I'll be like, well, what were they talking about? And then you reach out and you go, man, that panel from page 3 on book 2 was dope as fuck, and I'll be like, oh shit, panel from page 2, book 3. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
like I keep a stack. Like there's long boxes of books behind me back there that I'll, go through and be like, oh man, these are reference books. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I need to have. This is what I need to know. I mean, I read my own stuff or our own stuff every month to bring myself back up to date with what we're doing.
That's why I love that you do digital because everything is on my iPad. So
right.
if ever I
yeah,
want to,
sure.
if ever I want to go, I don't have to go. I mean, I like to keep my books. I love
You have an
hard
amazing
copies,
digital library, madam.
But
like,
I'm like, somebody will mention that, oh, chapter 2 or a book, but I'm like,
yeah.
Dig.
Exactly.
Go look
Well,
it up.
there's so like when we put the books together, like I'll be in the story and stuff like that, but I'll forget the covers because it's like we're on to the next book. So like when our orders come in, I'm blown away again by how awesome they are when they come in.
That's
like,
kind of
oh,
cool
man.
though. You get
Right.
you get almost
It's
like
almost
a
like Christmas every time.
Yeah.
Because like I said, as much as I wish I could be there for all of it, I'm there for the final product, and then I get to hear about it from you guys, and that's such an amazing experience for April and I both, or Bladen and I. We all get to hear about your incredible experiences with these characters, and what people are curious about or what they're doing. That's beautiful, madam. I'm just gonna put that out there real quick.
What?
I was going to say
sorry.
I am
trying to figure out
obsessed
color.
with April's mermaids. So-
I know, right?
They're
They're so good.
just awesome. Well, we brought on
Wait.
not
What's your favorite color?
oh mine.
Both of yous.
Oh, you know what? It's gonna be funny. I'm a big fan of blue.
Blue? Okay.
I'm a big fan of purple.
Love it. Okay.
Blurple.
Blurple. Yes.
But these concepts when we get to put together these amazing things and we get to sit and go, what is this person going through? What is this character going through? I think If It Hops stands out for me because it's not what people think. And it has been a very interesting ride for me, like because I'm constantly lying to myself as I write this book. Because you're like literally like, see, there's Bill Farmer. We love that guy. We're just talking
Yes.
about him.
Ah, nice.
Um, he's
Hello.
an incredible new member of the team. We're so happy to have Bill. He's a great dude. He does incredible work. We're really
Damn.
really glad
I
to
love you guys, but I'm going red.
go red.
Actually, it was
I'm like
that was
ready.
April. Oh my God, you and I, because I was just going to say blue, and I was going to actually switch to red because I'm thinking the composition, ethereal blue, red cover,
No,
red label.
I like.
Well, you know what's funny? You know it's very
You read my
serendipitous.
mind.
Um,
That's
if you
scary.
look at the
Sorry,
art,
Dustin.
oh, you're good. If you look at our table runner, or you look at the image in the background, the blue and the red, it's a very serendipitous thing that I did not plan. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Anyway, so when you're going in and you're creating a book that is like very serious, you know what I mean, like BGD or If It Hops, and uh, involving mystery. Like I love people that come out and they tell me they know exactly what's happening in If It Hops. They know exactly what's going on. You know, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, do tell. You know what I mean? Tell me, 'cause I love hearing it.
Yep.
Tell me what is happening. And you know, you've got your serial killer and they're doing bad things. They've escaped prison, da da da. Da. Yeah, but if any of you have ever read any of my stuff outside of our normal fans, right? Outside of the fans that have been around a little bit, I'm not for low hanging fruit. You know, I'm really not. So it's like it would amaze me if someone came out and they told me exactly what was going on if it hops. Like it would blow my mind if someone actually knew, because if it hops has gone, the story's gone through like three different iterations before it went to the first issue, you know, and there were some, man, that nobody in their fucking right mind would have figured out. And it just, you know, but I wasn't at the time. I was still finding my footing. I think when we were writing the first issue and putting it together, so I was like, you know what, I don't have balls big enough to write that just yet. So
Just yet.
we'll just yet. So we will wait a little bit. Like, and now we've got Kinktober. I didn't have balls enough to write a certain story, but we've
But
got
that's
this
why you brought
amazing
in April.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Amazing.
This doesn't necessarily need a story.
No,
Oof.
Less
that was
words,
beautiful.
the better.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of
Picture
that,
says it all.
It really does.
oh man, we've got so many cool things going on though right now. Between these amazing artists and the amazing new writers that we've brought on, you know, between Gene and Rodney Fike and um, George, you know, all kinds of great new writers that are going to come on and they're going to show their own talents off.
Yeah.
I know that a couple of these guys want their hands at IPs that are already created, you know, and I'm like, cool, let's work in that range and we can see what, as long as I'm editing, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Writing in the worlds that we've created, because they're established, you know, like if any of you guys knows Rodney Fike, he's a great guy.
Mhm.
um, he's got an incredible story for in the world of BGD he's putting together. So much fun. It's got to wait a little bit because it's a little further in the world than we've let you guys have just yet. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of BGD, funny thing about BGD right now, April did an amazing like strip and Ricky recently. It was great. Um,
It's on the Kinktober
there you
campaign.
go.
So I don't know if it's been picked up. You'll have to see if it's
Yeah, let me go
available as
look.
an add-on.
Yeah, I'll go look right now. It's like so. Ricky, man, Ricky and the ladies. That's a definitely a thing. I love me some Ricky. But a fun thing about BGD coming up is first quarter next year, you guys will get the next issue. Um, I mean, you'll get BGD 3 well before then, because it's actually it just got finished being lettered, so you guys will get that very shortly. But
Yay.
I fucking love that book. But there's a cool thing about it. Going into book 4 is you guys will get your first BGD trade paperback. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were talking about that. Very
yeah,
cool.
that's a huge milestone for us as a brand. The only other trade paperback we have out right now is The Listener, which came out beautifully. It's like 152 pages, I think. Um, I love it. I love doing the trade paperbacks. And I know a lot of people think they're silly and stuff, or then you've got the opposite that only buy the trade paperback. So I am here to tell you, I put a lot of time into that trade paperback, and it's fucking badass.
When you
But
get to a point where you have enough to be able to do a trade, that's a milestone in its own
dude,
right.
it
And
was
and
so
then
amazing.
it is cool. It was really, I wasn't able to grab one, but that's just neither here nor there.
Well,
But yeah, but then that opens up a
I
lot
can
of things
always
because,
fix
like
that.
you said, there's others people who only like the floppies. Some people who
Right.
only want the trade, and then there's some people
Absolutely.
who do both. And so your audience then really has a lot to choose from, and I think that's wonderful.
For sure. I think that's very relevant. That you go in and you go, oh man, look at this or this and that, and you've got your stories together,
Mhm.
and I'm just like blown away, right? Like blown away by the fact that we put out a trade paperback. Um, I don't see it, April.
Oh, the Ricky one.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Aw.
So anyway, but with the trade paperback coming out for BGD, not only will you get the trade paperback for BGD coming out, you've got Greed, which will be out first quarter as well, and
Mhm.
that'll be the 4th issue of Greed. So you get your trade paperback for that too. Cool thing about that is, we went in a new art direction with book 3,
Mhm.
and man, I'm really really happy with it. I just think it's beautiful. Um, and I can't wait to go forward with it, and show you guys different stories and stuff like that. We did go into and successfully added the 6 additional story pages for Greed, so you guys are going to get to see a little bit more about Lee and Arya
Mhm.
uh, at a time period where Arya is not a noble spirit. So that'd be really cool. And then, fuck, we've got Fallen Leaves coming out in January. January's Fallen Leaves.
Yep.
So that issue did spectacularly. Thank you, everyone, for the love of the elves. And thank you, old Crazy Steph Wilson, for marketing elves I'd like to fuck. We appreciate you, sir. Um, I will not market elves I'd like to fuck just because of the simple fact that our good friend Morgan Bailey is doing a cover on that book,
Yeah.
and I have too much couth to do that. But it is an amazing cover that she did. The book is incredible. We had so much fun with it.
But it's a fun red label motto.
Yeah, it is a fun. I'm sure there will be an elves I'd like to fuck something with the red label eventually. April may even be able to do an art
I was
book.
going to say, I hear April's name all over that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that wouldn't surprise me in the least. But we don't like to stress April out, so going and, she already has enough on her plate. So when we go, hey, April, you want to do 60 naked elf chicks? Ooh, there's a
Elf,
lot of,
mermaid. You mean mermaid?
no, see, there you go. See,
See, yep.
well,
No,
she's said that.
I'll do it. Whatever you need me to do. No
I
big
know,
deal.
I appreciate you, but she's dropping hints there on her own that I don't even have to drop. So you just got to pay attention to. It's always the quiet ones, right? She's not really the quiet one, but when
Not
they,
quiet. Just my whole family's being super noisy over there.
when people say things and you listen, you can pick up little nuances to what they're talking about. Um, like I know that you guys know about these neon streets, and you guys know that the stories are still being worked on. April's got a story on these neon streets. She also has a book coming out, which is going to be amazing, that I'm writing, and she's going to do the artwork for.
Oh,
Um,
exciting.
it's going to be so good, so ridiculously good. It gave me nightmares yesterday.
Ooh,
In
that's how
like
you know it's gonna be amazing.
the 2 hours I got to sleep.
A whole 2 hours?
A
Wow.
whole 2 hours. Well, between
Man.
the
But if
health
it was a
stuff and all
good
that
2
jazz,
hours, that's all that counts.
it really wasn't because I'm like, I can't
He was
sleep in
having
bed
nightmares.
right now, so I'm literally on the couch sleeping,
Aw.
and it's like, well, it's just because I have to sleep sitting up,
I was gonna
and
say you're still sounding, so still
yeah,
not
man,
100%.
it's
I'm
awful.
sorry.
No,
Man, if
don't
I
be
could
sorry.
give a suspicious gift right now.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to get my Z pack today, and I'm a sorry ass, and I didn't go get it. So,
Shame. You're never
yeah,
gonna get
we're
better.
chained. I know. I really want to be better. This shit fucking sucks. So anyway, I've been sleeping on the couch since like Vegas,
Oh, do
and
you?
well, it's a
Yeah.
nice couch, but it's like
Just still.
yeah, no, but it's the whole deal with it was I got sick with COVID earlier in very early last this year. I think it was
Right.
this year. I don't know. I don't know that everybody knew that, but I was like really sick with COVID, like in the hospital with COVID. And I didn't announce that shit on Facebook because I don't put my fucking business nowhere. You know what I mean? But
I
so
remember you
the
mentioned it.
fans
We were
know, and
talking, but other than that,
yeah, if the people need to know, the people know that need to know. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I had complications from it, and
and so you're
um,
still your body is still not.
well, it made it like I was telling April today. We're
It
gonna keep
compromised you.
trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? But it could affect me for the rest of my life,
I'm
and
so sorry.
so
Yeah.
no, it's all good.
Well, that's still
But
well. I'm well. I love you, and it
I
sucks.
appreciate
So
that.
there you
Thank
go.
you. So, but getting sick on top of it has made it
Yeah.
like I was back in my bedroom sleeping in my bed until I got sick again, and now I'm like, okay, back on the couch, which is great. Love the couch, whatever. I'll be out in a few minutes, especially with the codeine medicine that I've got. I'm fucking out. But the puppy is only 4 months old, and he is a fucking a pitador. And I don't know if you guys know what a pitador is, but
You're
it's a
pitting
lab
lab
pit
mix.
bull mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like 80 pounds at 4 months old, 5 months old right now.
Oh, he's a
And
chonko boy. I love it.
oh, he's like he's a land seal, and he's super smooth. He has like no hair, right? He has like no hair at all, and he's the sweetest thing. But he has to sleep between your legs, and he's so big that my legs don't spread that far. You know what I mean? So like I'll be sleeping,
Oh, now we're in my territory.
right? So then you got old Shadow
Oh,
trying to get in there and sleep. And it's like, why don't you go in there with your mom? You know what I mean? She likes you being in there sleeping, and but now that I'm on the couch, the young, Oz has been in the bed, so it's very whatever. Anyway, my 2 hours of sleep kind of sucked ass, but what I gained from it was the story that I'm writing with April is terrifying, because for one, as much as COVID sucks, I only have one fear in the world, right? Like I've worked look, I've been on the wrong end of situations and stuff for a long time in my life. Worked for the government. I've done whatever. It doesn't matter. I only have like one fear, and it's asphyxiation. It is like the only fear that I have, and I can't breathe for shit right now. Right.
that's gotta
So
give you a little extra anxiety.
right,
Yeah.
huge. So, but I'm writing this book for
So you're
April
channeling.
about mermaids. Right.
Mm.
So it's very um it's not like today there's not like technology that we have at this point in time and stuff, so it's very almost like medieval mermaid type of deal. I'm very excited about it, but it's literally titled "Don't Drown," and
How
I'm over here and I can't fucking breathe.
how
So
oddly and scarily appropriate.
right, exactly. So I had a lot of fun, I guess you would call it, dreaming about. And there's the Ricky. Thank you, April.
You're welcome.
Yay!
I don't know how I didn't see it.
That's
It's such a good
very
list.
It's called no sleep brain. You're just
right.
Exactly.
I'm
It's so
starting
good.
to sleep again, and like it's weird. Like I'll do really good for a couple of hours, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I need to lay down. Like I just
Yeah.
too much caffeine, too many long days. I can't function.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, there it is. Yep,
What a fun piece. Like
it
I was
really
just
is.
like, that's awesome.
I had a blast.
Well, you always do. You
I
always do
do.
amazing stuff. But
And
I
it
kind of
shows too, because it shows in your work. I mean,
absolutely
your
good grief.
enjoyment and your fun and your talent come through, and that is it shows in
So
your art, April. So
I
Aww.
want to talk to you guys about we have a new artist. Okay.
Ooh.
I am a huge fan of said new artist. Like huge fan. And when I say new, not like new to the team, but new to the world of comic books and stuff,
Okay.
artist. Her name is Leighton. I hope I'm saying that right because I'm gonna sound like a big old dick bag if I'm not. But she's really, really sweet. And I absolutely love this fucking cover.
Oh yeah, it was. I just was scrolling through campaign and I pulled that one up and I was looking at it because I was
Oh
admiring the
man,
colors. Yep, and the
like
way the composition.
right, it's just absolutely beautiful. She's got a
Mhm.
cover coming out for Underland next month, so that's gonna be pretty as well.
Ooh,
And then the Massey Bros were in on it, so they got to have a good time.
Massey
Um,
Brothers are always fun.
oh my gosh, they're great folks.
I
Then you
really
had
like doing the colors for Devin. I really like Devin's stuff.
oh yeah, like the Fallen Leaves cover. She's
Yeah,
so
yeah, and the If It Hops cover that you
yep.
only limited 5 of.
I have my reasons.
I know.
There's
Here,
always reasons.
let me
I
send
know
you this too, because you don't have any of my stuff like
you
ready to
lie.
share. Shame be had. Naughty boy.
That yeah, but you told me naughty. That's like the naughtiest cover ever.
You're welcome.
Nope. So
I
here's the
I
cover.
made like a panty set for her. You're like which I actually think looks really adorable.
It came out really fun. It's super cute.
But yeah,
Super
if you can't find it on If It Hops, come to the dark side, come to the red label, come to Squeeze Some, and I hook you up.
I
I
will
show
hook
you a good
you up.
time. It's gonna be great.
We got some
Let us entertain you.
oh
Oh
Lord, the
yes,
sights
yes.
you'll see.
Oh,
Mhm.
there's so much. You'll be
Well,
easily distracted. There's
yeah.
lots of great stuff there.
Oh, there's all kinds of beautiful stuff over there. Oh my gosh, the different covers. Um, you know, uh my good buddy Franco's over there, so I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah,
That's a good one.
I cannot wait to see more stuff.
Oh man,
And
he's a beast.
he's
Whatever.
all mine. He's all mine. You can't have him for the you can't have him for the blue label. He's all
No blue
mine.
label for you.
That's right.
Well, I'll say this. He draws a simp like nobody else.
Oh man.
So,
Oh
um,
yeah.
one cool thing about this issue of Vivid Hops is a couple team members and friends of ours that haven't been on the books in a long time, have come on to do some covers. Like Marissa Pope,
Mhm.
came on to do a new cover and looks great. I would share the DePalfo with you, but I don't have it readily available. So, but it looks really, really good. I can't wait to see it colored.
Well, the work in progress looks really cool. So,
Yeah. Ula's an incredible colorist though,
oh
so
my god, she's
I'm ready for it.
I
We've got
have to admit I'm a DeBalfo fan, so
yeah,
I saw even the work in progress. I'm like, that's one of mine.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I had to grab one.
We brought the sticker set back that everybody was talking about having missed on the last one.
Okay.
And they're beautiful. Like they're absolutely just adorable.
They really are.
And these are Trevor Grace, he's a beast. So they came out
Look at
really
those
I
cheapy
love
bucks.
scale. Like
I
I
love
love
I love the colors on that too. Just the
yeah.
way it's beautiful.
so much fun. And then the freckles on this one.
I know.
Ugh, ridiculous. Those are great stickers. And then we also brought the pillowcases back for this season,
The pillowcases.
and we are missing one, so
Hmm.
it will be on the next season.
Okay.
Hmm.
It was a good one.
I know.
But these turned out really, really good. I think we've got one more pillow. I can't find it. Oh, it's a C pillow, and I know why I can't find it because I was like, that one's really tough. I don't know if I can show that one on fucking, but whatever. It came out super cute. The old Ahago face or whatever they call that. I know Bladen did that one and had a good time with it. So I think not only are we bringing April's amazing pillow in for the next season, but I think we're doing a penny pillow for the next season. So that should be a lot of fun.
Oh, that should be nice.
Going more into the other books instead of just the If It Ops and the BHD stuff.
That'll be cute.
Yes, absolutely. And then we've got My Metal Girl in the works right now, which is going to be amazing. So excited about that one. Ugh, ridiculous. Well, it's the interiors being done by Mitch Massey, and very, very talented dude. So I can't wait to see what he does. And then I keep getting more and more stuff from Devin and from Dan Kemp for Theater 7. So you guys will actually get that sooner than later. Like you guys just got an update from me on that one. So surveys are going to go out this weekend for that book. We've got all of Greed packed up. I think I've got 100 orders gone out so far. So I'll be shipping more of that this week coming up. I've had a bunch of original art pages going out for those books, which is really, really cool. For the Theater 7, folks have been clamoring to snag those. Very, very excited about that. So one thing that you guys as fans may not know is, and a lot of you do, I'm a huge comic book fan myself, right? Like a huge fan. So when I had the opportunity to put together Theater 7, it was like a dream come true for me, like an absolute dream come true for me, because I'm a huge Cableman fan, like over the top huge Cableman fan. And I remember when Devin was like, hey, I really like, Babies Born Dinosaurs. Would you want to write a book with me? And I was like, no fucking way. So yes, sir, I would love to do that. And Penny came to life in such a way that it was natural. Like her development, or the stuff that she gets into, her dialogue, it's real fluid and real easy because the character is stunning. I think you have a penny going out for this, don't you, April? For
What are you talking about?
For the squeaky?
You have a penny.
Oh, I've got a couple of them, but
I haven't seen them all, so I don't know what's going on. Holy bejesus, I've not seen that one. That's incredible.
Wow.
It's coming along, but it's just naughty.
It's just naughty.
It's
Yeah. I had
that
not
is a
seen
bit of an
that.
understatement. We love it, but it's a bit of an
So-
We also have
No, my poor Penny.
this
Penny
one
gets
coming
herself
up.
in the most tough situations, doesn't she?
Oh,
She really
that one's
does.
pretty tame. I'm okay with that one. That's
Yeah.
pretty tame. I'm all right with that one.
And then there's
I would reserve judgment until she's done
also-
with it, Dustin.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's just I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
I believe it. I'm really excited because you guys are seeing that what she just showed you, and it alludes to the second arc of Theater 7, which is a lot of fun. I have had no end to the amount of fun that we have with Theater 7. Like, because I grew up in the in the 90s, so it was like that's a time period that I really, really enjoy. And I still
Well,
think
there's
the
so much
90s
material you can pull with from the movies
oh my God.
and the pop culture and everything else. So
Right.
the field is wide open for you, which
For
is really
sure.
fun.
Well, I think they had the best movies still, in my opinion, the best movies were in the 90s.
They're very iconic. And
I have
everybody, a
I
lot of
have the
people,
Elves one.
Oh, you have the
regardless.
elf one?
Ooh, okay.
My poor elves. What
There's
the
nothing
treant
But
doing
you
to my
put your
poor
elves
elf?
through a lot of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
nothing sacred in this campaign.
Well, that's how you know that we have the greatest fans, right? It's not just because they all went purposely with the character they wanted to see get debased over there on the red label.
You
Yeah,
are welcome.
absolutely.
Yes.
So they
You know,
knew
like blue label.
exactly what they were.
Oh, I love her. She's so cute. Put her on the red label.
Yeah, yeah. What can April do with her? And you're like, oh shit. You know who's
Yep.
really, really funny with them? And if y'all want to get really silly with it, reach out to the Massies
No.
and ask for character commissions because they're allowed to do all the characters and they're all licensed.
Okay.
So if you reach out to Devin or Mitch and go, hey, look, I would love to get a penny or I would love to get an elf or from Fallen Leaves or something like that. And same thing with Steph Wilson. All of them are licensed. So, you're not getting a random sketch cover or
You
a
should
random
do little certificates licensed to draw, like a
Oh yeah, those would
James
be cool,
Bond
right?
kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
cool idea. That's fun.
Well, we're trying to start up an art show. We a couple things in the works that we're trying to get going. And it's just like you said, since I've been back from Vegas, I've been like under it, man. Like seriously, my whole house has been sick since we got back. Um, I wouldn't change it though. It was amazing to see everybody. So whatever. But it was still like Vegas. Oh my gosh, Heather was in the hotel the whole last 2 days. Like she didn't come out at all.
Yeah.
Aw.
So
I mean, like you, I mean, I'm so sorry that the family got together, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was so excited to be able to see you and April.
Yeah, it was.
So that
dude,
was a major
was-
plus on my thing. So
Yeah, it was so much fun to see everybody. I
Yeah.
had a great time. And speaking of Penny, you guys are going to start to get to see some really, really beautiful stuff, and not just from Penny alone, but we've got the Christmas book coming out next month.
oh, fun. Okay. Okay.
And you guys will get to see the short story. It is a short story. I had a real hard time keeping it short. Like I had a really hard time with it.
not
So you
surprised.
guys, oh my gosh, so it was tough, like really fucking tough. So you guys will have to do. I'm sure we'll unlock the additional pages because I'm jonesing to put them down on paper. I've actually already started, but I could not. Everybody's like, "Oh, you got to keep it to 6 to 8 pages," and I'm like, "There's no fucking way." Because what we're doing for the Christmas book is it's 6 to 8 story pages, and then all these beautiful pinups. Like I literally
that'll be
gave
fun.
the entire team free reign to use any characters, mix characters from different books, whatever you
Oh.
wanted to do pinups for the art book.
And did a lot of them take you up on that and truly?
So many people.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
Like I think one of my favorites has Penny on it. It has C on it, and it has Lilith on it. It's just really, really cute. I got to see the layouts for Bladen's cover. Awesome. Just awesome.
Well, it's Bladen, so yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, right. Unbelievably talented man. But yeah, so no, I had a hard time keeping the story short, but it's cute. It's basically a non-canon, just Christmas event for all the characters to have a good time.
Cool.
Super fun. It was fun. I enjoyed putting it together. I mean, everything from Cade being in it to Addie being in it and Oz being in it, and there's a lot of characters.
I like it when you can do something non-canon like that and just
Yeah,
all of the different characters have a chance to
Well, I
interact a different way,
played
be a little silly,
for sure, and I think
it's
you
fun
need
to
that sometimes. I
have the
think
different
it
worlds
breaks
interact.
up the monotony
Mhm.
sometimes,
It's fun.
like, I everybody loves Halloween, right? Everybody loves Halloween. I enjoy Halloween, but everybody loves Halloween. I love Christmas. Like, I love fucking Christmas. Like, I love the lights, I love the
Mhm.
songs, I love Mariah Carey, tell her to come on, you know what I mean? There's just so many fucking things I love about Christmas.
You're
Um
not alone. There's a lot of people out there who just
Right.
adore the
Like,
holidays.
it's my
So yeah,
favorite because it's
good.
like your family's together, if that be the case, you know what I mean? But your family's together, your friends are together, you're enjoying each other's company,
Hmm.
and that to me is a very powerful experience. And that's how I treat the brand. So it's like if I treat this like this, now I can go and enjoy this once a year. You know what I mean? That's is very, very important to me. And I like giving people gifts. It's like a love language for me. I like giving people shit. So
I've
uh,
I've noticed, and I'm
yeah,
appreciative of that.
it
As
really
one of
is
the
like a
fans who
love
has been the
language.
recipient of some of your gifts.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but that's just me as a person, and it makes me
Yeah.
happy to do so. You know what I mean? So, like, I think we had a fan 6 months ago. It was his birthday, and I know that they don't have a lot, so I was like, you know
Mhm.
what? I sent him a box, and it was a big ass box because like
It was a birthday box.
it
Yes.
was a birthday box for
Very
sure. But I was
cool.
breaking down inventory and stuff, and I was like, man, I was going through all the books, and I was like, well, we have a lot of this, we have a lot of this, we have a lot of this, and I think I sent him one of each issue that we have,
That's
and
awesome.
even like a couple that there's no way you're going to get your hands on unless you knew us personally anyway. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it was a really cool experience. But anyway, so I think that's a lot of fun being able to put the characters all together because with the stories coming up, the only universes that are connected are Greed and the Listener, and shortly, Frog Legs, Greed, and the Listener will be connected. By the by, that book is coming along beautifully, and I hope you guys are fucking ready for it because it's badass. I've had so much fun watching, um,
It
like
come to life.
like really, because you're taking a young man that I've never seen other than do pinups, right? He does beautiful pinups. So when he was like, "Hey, dude," um, when Bladen came up, was like, "Hey, I'd like to put him on interiors." I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I've normally we only play pro ball anymore. You know what I mean? So for an indie artist to be like, "Hey, I want to do interiors," is a very interesting conversation. But if Bladen Hunter is going to put his name on the fucking piece of paper, I was like, "Cool, yeah. Look, the director of our art team is vouching for him. Let's see what's up." So and I knew he'd done beautiful pinups, like fucking beautiful pinups, right? So I start seeing these like pages come through, and I'm like, man, they don't need a lot of edits. They don't need a whole lot of edits. And but Bladen comes in, and he's tinkering with them and stuff, and they just get to be prettier and prettier, right? And next thing you know, we're getting pages that are inked, and I was just like, holy fuck. You know what I mean? I thought this was something that would take this cat a little while. You know what I mean? And he takes
Out the
direction.
gate. Yep.
Oh man, like that's one thing about being a leader or a teacher or anything. People that take direction well or are willing to listen is so important, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy Frog Legs. The hardest part about Frog Legs is the goddamn dialogue. Um,
You were talking
yeah,
about the dialect and getting that and trying to make that not campy
yeah, because
or something and trying to come through in that. Yeah. To be
yeah, well, you look
true
at like
to the language.
yeah, well, you're trying to just like anything else. Like when we write Maya, we try to make sure that that's beautiful, April. Um, that's very
You
very
look
pretty.
gorgeous. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
But when you try to when you're going to do a character, and you're going to write about a character, it needs to be as true as it can be to the nationality, the way people talk, the belief systems, because you're always trying to be respectful. You know what I mean? And not only that, but again, it's a comic book, so you're trying to um, you're already trying to put away belief, right? You're trying to suspend their disbelief.
Mhm.
So when you're doing it a character like realistically, and you want to make people feel like they're there, you know what I mean? If you give a Cajun dude a Jamaican accent, it doesn't
It's a
work.
little jarring, and it takes them out of the
Yeah,
experience. Yeah.
little weird,
Just a little bit.
a little strange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and you're using dialect from like, let's say you're using Scottish dialect for a guy from Cuba. You know what I mean? It just
Doesn't
so
quite work.
no. So you desperately want to make sure you're doing it in a way that's respectful, in a way that's believable when you put the dialogue together. And man, oh man, I was like, I've got this shit. I was a big ass Gambit fan when I was a kid. I used to watch the fucking show. I got like almost every issue of the fucking X-Men under the sun. I'm ready for this shit. I've been preparing all my life for this. And then you get there and you're like, that shit's not even fucking real. That is not how people talk. You fucking lied to me all my life. That's
Mhm.
bullshit. Oh,
Nice,
fucking
nice.
Legion ass my ass. Talking all kinds of shit. No.
And then you realize you're at ground zero and you got to start. You're like,
So
now
I
what?
started taking like online courses to learn how to speak and to to understand the dialogue and stuff. Not that I'll ever try to fucking do it, but it was like, hey, look, as long as I can write it, I don't need to be able to say it. So but it's like I really wanted people to have a love for these characters like we do.
Mhm.
So like if you look at Maya, I she had to be right. The character had to be right because she's so relevant to the story and you see her all the time that if you're going to speak Spanglish, it needs to be Spanglish. You know what I mean? It needs to work, and so I had a lot of fun with it until I got to like slang. Like what the fuck? Cajun slang is like not normal, So like I had a good time figuring it out and how I was gonna do it. She looks like a goldfish, and that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's a good.
I'm
That's a good analogy.
utilizing a beta fish as a reference
Yeah,
photo.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
very
good.
cool.
But when we're putting together the stuff, it's like I don't just think about my opinions. I think about y'all's opinions. How do they feel when they that this particular phrase is said? Or this or that, So I'm always going in looking at things like how do I make it better for the reader? How do I make it more involved? How
Is that one of the reasons why feedback for you is probably so important and you take it to
absolutely,
such heart? Because
yeah, dude, because it's like again, uh, the fans are the lifeblood. So it's like if you're not feeling it, like let's say like if somebody come back and said, man, I really wasn't into Maya, I wasn't feeling the character, I would have immediately been like, "Holy fuck, I got to fix that." Something's got to take her spot. I mean, because she almost died. She was she was gonna get it at one point, and I remember Bladen was like gonna lose his shit on me if I tried to
You
kill
do
her.
it, Dan. Don't you
yeah,
dare.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Well, then the fans come back, and the response to the character was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
We
Uh,
related to her. We liked her.
Yeah, she's,
Hmm.
I think that as much as I love Ricky and I feel like Ricky's the main character,
Hmm.
I still feel like Maya is just as high up there in the character in the story as he is, because
She
we
compliments.
for sure. Well, this issue, as much as you got Ricky in issue 2, issue 3 is Maya all day, like all
Cool.
day, and I love it. I love the way the character
It'd be
turned
nice
out.
to see her shine and be able to be in the forefront.
Yeah. You get a lot of history with this one, with her, and that was, uh,
Backstory.
I did it
A little
differently.
bit.
I
Yeah.
did it differently than I normally write, like a
Okay.
backstory. Like normally, like with the listener, which you guys will never get because I put the book away and have not the book, but the particular issue. I put the issue away and was like, I just s- things that are too on the nose or too real can be jarring.
Mhm.
And for those of you that know the listener or even have tried to learn a little bit, it's based on a lot of it's based on real people.
Yeah.
So it's like uh, and what they dealt with in the military and what they had to live through and situations they being native and dealing with in the military were is a very different situation than normal folks. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it's different in different time periods, but I know the stories that we were told. So
Mhm.
anyway, I put the issue aside just because I literally was hard on my sleeve. Here's real deal stuff for a whole issue. You know what I mean? That's how I write backstory normally. Normally, I give you guys like a full issue of backstory, like so you, and then I jump you in time or through a dream or something, or even a note, like a note to give you guys backstory, to almost teleport you into that backstory. But with this, it's through violence, and that
Hmm.
sounds strange, but it's such a medium for me as a person that it's and that's just through life experience, you know what I mean? But PTSD
It's
is very real.
visceral.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
Mhm.
So like through this whole issue, the things that you're learning about her are due to the situation she's in right this second, making her recall situations of her life. So it's really, really fun. I'm in love with that, April. I hope
I I
someone
know
bought that already.
this. I was enthralled watching her actually make her rib cage come to life with the absence of
Oh
color
my
and going
gosh.
around the way she did. I was like, holy crap!
Negative
Mhm.
space is real, dude.
Yeah. What's really
Wow.
neat is that like all of these, I think I've held back 5 for the Kickstarter reward
Yeah.
tier, but all of these are pre-orders. So I literally have 69 pieces to do. And then probably 5 more with the Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah, yeah. This is
So
beautiful. Holy cow.
I have very much enjoyed doing this like every year.
We're so
Man.
glad because you do an amazing job. It's so fun. It's just so fun. It's
It
fun and
really
it's
is.
sexy and it's you know.
Like
Because
it's just beautiful.
now they're gonna throw down some blue for the
Yeah.
background and just kind of see where we're at with it.
Okay.
I mean, wow. Some blue. That'll be great.
I think that blue is really gonna pull the orange red out. Gonna make it. Yep, and
Yeah,
she's got.
that's
I love it. She's got her color. She's got to figure out which the exact shade of blue. I love the testing process.
Gus brought me food.
oh
Yum.
you can't go wrong
So
there.
good. Oh, I know. And I've been so bad. Oh, yes. They can't see it.
Oh,
I know.
lame.
A little bit. But that's okay. But he brought Whataburger. Whataburger in Texas is so much better than Whataburger in any other surrounding state.
Is it?
So it is.
I will take your word for it. I wouldn't know, but
Yeah.
So well, yeah, we would get it every once in a while in Arizona, and it was like, whatever. I'm a convert. I'm a convert. It is what it is.
there
Yeah.
we go.
So
Thank you, Gus. We love you.
Right. Champion.
Go White Trump.
yeah. All right.
So,
So anyway, yeah, no, I fell off the bandwagon when Kinktober happened, and I started drinking my real coffee again, and I started eating food, and I just felt really bad. Like I've pulled up my Weight Watchers app and have been real sheepish. I'm like, I'm not even there yet, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I weighed myself today. I only gained 1.5 pounds. I'm like, well,
there
all
you
right,
go.
okay,
Congrats. All right.
right. So I'm like, well, I guess tomorrow's a new day. So I'm gonna
Yep.
eat my carbs tonight. I'm gonna have a real burger, man. I'm gonna do it.
There you go.
Uh,
Right on, right on. I
That
dig
blue
it,
is
I dig it.
beautiful.
son of a bitch. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What is this?
So-
Blue O2. I gotta get my refill.
Yeah, I heard the squeak of
The
the.
squeakity
Yeah.
squeak squeak
Yep.
is definitely a different sound than squee.
It's not
Oh,
nearly as good
goodness.
as squeak. So,
Y'all are silly.
all right,
Y'all are mad
she's
silly.
got refill time going on here.
Oh,
Refill
yeah,
the
for
belly,
sure.
refill the pen.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, I want you guys to know how beautiful some of these pieces are that she's putting out, guys. Like it's
Well, it's April. I mean, it's
it's
just, I am
really-
so excited to be able to see them as part of the Kickstarter and everything else. I wasn't, I didn't do an individual, so but whatever
Yeah,
comes in the normal book that the art book she puts out is always amazing and so fun.
they're always so beautiful, man.
Yeah.
They
And
really,
then-
really are.
And I love it too because then when I do that, that means then I get a little bit of everything. So I'm doing
Absolutely,
that, which
for
is
sure.
which always makes me very happy.
Oh my gosh. Christmas pinups are coming in. Ooh.
Dustin gets Christmas in more
Christmas
ways. Like,
pinups.
ooh, look at that!
Christmas pinups are coming in and they're fucking awesome.
That'll jingle your bells right there.
It'll jingle something.
Ho ho ho!
Yeah.
This is definitely a moment for shameless self promo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go to the Red Label, find all the ho-ho-hos.
Dude, there's a guy that like messaged me today. He's like, now hear me out. Hovember. I'm like, you shut up right now. I can't even. I gotta get myself done for October. There ain't no room on this dance card. Oh my
I
gosh.
cannot do any more of this crazy shit.
Oh man, I need a minute. I do.
You do need to-
I remember she reaches out to me the other day and she's like, dude, I'm gonna need like 2 months. Just give me 2 months to get my shit together. And I was like,
I know.
oh man.
Oh gosh, I tell you what, it's
All,
something.
all the
Like
all the squeeness.
I think you actually put that in an update, one of them, where I was just like, so April needs some time. So we're going to get it to her.
3 months.
Yeah.
Goodness. 3 whole months.
I'm worth
gonna be
the
off.
wait. That's for sure.
Absolutely. That's what all of us were like. Whatever you need, baby, you take.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I'm over here going, I can't give you 3 months. I'll give you 2. You can't have 3. Three's too fucking much. You can have 2.
You have to.
Speaking of really cool things, did you guys see the Steph Wilsons for this one? Carrie Ann, they came out really cool.
So I love the hair.
Right?
I
The
know.
big
I
hair.
like the tail.
The tail
Oh,
too,
the
yes.
big tail. About that too.
Freaky.
About the big hair and the big tail. About that life.
Yeah, Carrie did an amazing job with the colors on that, so a lot of fun.
Carrie is actually coloring a Trevor Grace, if I'm not mistaken, for next month.
That is correct.
That'll be cool.
That'll be
Oh,
cool. I think
She's expanding more. I've noticed she's been doing others as well, so which is
For
fun.
Oh,
sure.
has she? I haven't been
bit.
following, but I know that he does like a very open floor plan, very much like Steph does. And I was like, you know what? I feel like whenever we've tried to box her in, that's where it's not showing just the amount of range that she can have. I'm really excited to see how she does because, like I said, though Trevor has a very different style overall, I think that it offers enough surface area for her to get her color range, her highlights, and just different things for her to play with and show us what she can do.
for sure.
So, I
I
think
agree, and I think it's interesting too because different people like different colors. It's they're amazing in their own right, but again, it is truly it has to be a right fit because certain line artists and everything else may not always work well and everything else. But I think I'm really excited to see how she works with Trevor's lines. I think.
Well, we've
that's
also
really
got JT Malloy, who's
JT.
coloring on Blade and Hunter.
yeah, that was
That's gonna be crazy cool.
blew me
It
away.
came out pretty fucking good. So I'm excited about how well it came out. So
Yes.
I'm excited about that too. But for me, all I'm thinking is you have Bladen, Mr. Chill, Mr. Mania Children, and then you have JT,
Right?
which kind of works because
Hold
you have Bladen with the lines and you have JT with the color.
I
Jason's
love
all like, I
people
thought
that
it was yours. And I was like, no, dude. Like,
yeah, that's what he said to me. He was like, "Hey, I colored this for April." I was like, "No, you didn't." Oh no, no, no. He was like, "Shoot, we can put it on my tab with her." I was like, "There's no tab. You'll get paid at the end of the month like everybody else." No, no, sir, no, sir.
He's such a nut.
He's silly.
Yep.
It's funny to people that have met Bladen, and they talk about how sweet he is because he really is. But I don't know that they've seen all of his wild stuff.
That's. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say he's sweet. I think, like I said, I call it. He's chill. He's very mellow. He's very chill, but he has a dark, wicked side. He just
he's a
keeps it
very
very
chill feller.
yeah.
That Bladen Hunter.
Yeah, but
Well,
he's not afraid to let his freak flag fly.
No, not in the least. Well, this was his for If It Hops too. It came out really fun, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes because of the fact you, generally speaking, put your interior artist as your cover A most times. So like he often doesn't get to go ham on, BGD or If It Hops. So he goes ham on the other books because he's, you're always going to have that cover A needs to be the representation of the actual title itself. So you never want to go too crazy with that you're going to scare people away with it. You want to give a good representation about what the actual book itself is, so
Makes sense.
yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I think people make this whole industry a lot more complicated than it has to be. And again, by all means, I've only been in it for a few years, so I'm not like as educated as some folks like the Mighty Reina. You know what I mean? But there are nuances to things that I've picked up in the amount of time I've done it, and I learn a lot by watching. You know what I mean? So like watching my peers and watching people that have been doing it longer. And
you also find what works for your brand too, and that's
absolutely. Well, it's again that's on brand itself. Because if you look at the people that are on the team, I mean, I've been buying and selling books since I was a kid. I owned my own comic shop for a couple of years. I've been in it for a long time, but the cats that we bring on are people that have been Marvel, DC, Zenoscope, Image. It's when we started, it was all indie. You know what I mean? We were all indie artists, and then it just as we grew, it was what the hell? Oh, I know the puppy is or not the puppy, the
prairie dogs.
The robot is doing floors, and
your Roomba.
you can hear it on the wall, like on the other side of the room, like it's like rubbing up against the walls. It cleans the floor, and I was like, "What is that noise?" It sounds like somebody's taking like some kind of saw through the wall. But it's just been a phenomenal.
Your house is haunted, so there's another idea for you.
Yeah, dude, ask April. You don't have to mess with me. I have plenty of concepts rolling around in my noggin. We've got another horror concepts rolling around. Well, there's two. I have one involving the Catholic Church. I have one.
Ooh, dangerous territory.
Yeah, man. I grew up Catholic. I was at Catholic school and whatever. Anyway, grew up Catholic. And then went non-denominational later in my life. But
so you're what my family refers to as a recovering Catholic.
There you go. Exactly. Enough rulers hit my hands to make me not a fan. But so it's going to be a lot of fun. That book's going to be great. I don't know who's working on it yet. Again, mind you, we have new writers. So I have a concept of, if you look at Marvel and DC, they bring on writers to write their IPs. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good thing for Ethereal. Because dude, I can throw you together a good story Like it is an ability I have. I don't have a lot of abilities, but it is one of them. I can put together a good story pretty quick. But with all our new writers that are super, super talented, it's literally like, oh, well, I can give this story over here. I can send this story in this direction, and comfortably know that when I get it to edit it, it'll be what I want it to be. It'll be as good. I mean, it may have some stuff that I haven't seen, but again, that's what these Neon Streets is. These Neon Streets is literally a bunch of stories that I wrote the beginning, the middle, and the end for. And I gave to these incredible writers to fill in the blanks. So you guys will actually get to see what it's like when a newer writer comes in and is given it all they've got with a prompt. You know what I mean? So that's one cool thing that we're doing. We're doing it for artists as well. So you guys will get to see new artists that you may or may not have seen. You know, but they'll be badasses. I promise you that. But we're having a lot of fun with the different stories. I've got a very familiar yet 100% different story coming. So I'm excited about that one. You'll like it, I promise. You'll like it.
Oh, I bet I will. But it's just, I'm trying to.
Yeah, figure that one out. Well, it was funny because I told Thomas the other day. I was like, dude, or I posted it on Facebook. I was like, hey, I'm not going to tell you guys who this artist is until it's done. And everybody was blowing me. I know who that is. No, you don't. I know who that is. No, you don't. I know who it is. Mike DeBalfo. I know who that is. I'm sure you do.
There are probably a few people. Yeah, you probably know, but the rest of us
are. There were a couple of people that I knew would know. You know what I mean? And it was a really cool. It was a cool situation because the artwork's beautiful. And I think that the more that we get to show you guys the new stories, again, when we're talking about putting out 3 books a month, we have to have the content.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like my goal was I told April, I don't know, maybe a year ago, where were we the fuck at? We were at that VillaCon show, and I told April, I was like, look, I have to have enough content to last you as a team. I have to have enough content in case anything happened, because the COVID shit really fucked me up. And I was like, I have to have enough content in case something happens for you and the brand, that you guys can run the brand and have enough content in case anything happens.
I kind of honestly, when you talk about going from 1 and then 2 a month and potentially 3,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I have faith. I think you and your team can do it. But as a fan, sometimes it's a little niggle of fear in the back of our heads because that's a lot to take on, and we're like, are you going to be able to keep up with that?
Yeah, I think that was important.
So it is fans. We do wonder about that sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Able to keep up with that commitment.
Absolutely. So it was like, okay, well, when we get to this point, like right now, the listener right now has 27 issues finished. It just needs to go to art. 27 fucking issues. And
okay.
So
you're set on that for a while.
yeah. For that book, I'm okay with a little bit. I think I'm 9 books into BGD now.
Okay.
I think I'm 7 into If It Hops. I've got Greed, like 5 written out, 6 written out for Greed. And the other stories I'm writing too, so it's like there's definitely enough content, but as people, like you just mentioned, we don't want to wear ourselves too thin. You know what I mean? So when it comes to story, we always want to give you the best that we can possibly give you. I love the layers in that, madam. The depth in the water is great.
Whoever ends up with this is getting an amazing piece. This is beautiful.
Yeah,
for sure. That's like if you live in Florida and you've got a beach bathroom, definitely hanging up. But so, no, there's this concept where...
Or the desert where you really wish you could.
Oh, yeah, there you go. We have a friend that does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you look at this concept where as you're creating things, you're like, how far do I need to get ahead? You know what I mean? How far do we go? But like April and I were talking a long time ago about Silvestri and having to go more of a you know inside man and less creative route as he went with his career. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And all those cats that have been around a long time, you know, that's what they've had to do. They get further in their careers and they're just like, well, now we're in the boss seat and we don't get to draw or write like we used to.
I think I
And
was also throwing Jim Lee in there too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, a huge example of that, so thank you, because I was literally swimming for that name. But,
She
um,
felt it.
I know. Well,
Pun intended there too.
she's
Yeah.
pretty good at catching. Her and Bladen are both really good at catching me like that. So, but like when you start putting the stuff together, and you're like, man, do you remember Meredith Lorraine?
Yeah.
Okay, so Meredith was a friend of mine, and she was the first person to tell me that I was either going to be a publisher or I was going to be a writer. And she was like, "There's no in between." And I was like, "Yes, there is. There's in between. I'm going to make it happen." And as I got
Challenge
further,
accepted. Hold my beer.
yeah.
Yes.
So as I got further into it, I realized that after having the very same, almost conversation with April, a year after, you know, I realized that again, the more we do, the less time I have. And it's like one of those things where right now, I put in more hours now than any job I've ever had in my entire life. And I love
I
it. I love it.
found myself being basically on call 24 hours a day.
Right?
I was
Which
like,
is
I'm going to send this quick email, 2
uh,
a.m. Everybody's going to be asleep. No, they're not. No, they are not.
because we're fucking
So I'm
working.
up for another hour trying to like wrap up that conversation as my eyes
Yep.
are literally sticking together.
Absolutely. The only boon for not being able to sleep anymore. You know what I mean? But so it was like, if we can create enough of a beginning, middle, and end for our new writers, then that's enough. You know what I mean? And then you guide them. It's you're editing the stories and stuff. So if you have an idea of me as a writer and you have my scripts constantly, you have an idea of where I'm going. So you can take it from there. Even with
That
creative
makes sense.
liberties, you can still take it from where you want to take it to. And that's a really cool thing, to be able to find people that we can work with that can go in the direction that we're
Right.
going. Because as much as I've fought it, because I've fought it tooth and nail. Um, by the end of next year, I won't be able to write like I do now. Like I know this is coming. You know what I mean? Not that I'll lose my
It's
ability
a
to.
balancing act, and you
It'll
have
be
to
the
be very
time.
careful.
Absolutely. I just won't have
Mm-hmm.
the time to write like I do now.
Yep.
So I'm like, man, if I can let me knock out, 40 more issues this year, which I can. Not this fiscal year, because we only got a month left. There's no way I'm writing 40 issues. But if we're talking next year, if I can and I can knock out 40 issues next year, then there's plenty for people to go off of, and I don't have to be in a hurry. You know what I mean? I can just be like, okay, even at 3 books a month, it's 36 issues. If we get to that point, which again I think we can, but
Mm-hmm.
if we get to that point, having the time saved basically, by having X amount of issues written, it'll make it easier for me to slow down and still write more issues. You know what I mean? And I think that's my goal. I'm a big long game type of guy. I'm a real big long, and I know it doesn't look like that, but I'm a big long game type of guy. So um, I'm very grateful for life experiences. I'm very grateful for the people I've met. Again, the fans as well, for putting us in positions where we can use our abilities to get where we need to get. You know, again, if you guys didn't like the stories, it would suck. You know, if you didn't like the art, it would suck. You know, and so I really would not want to give you something that I wouldn't want to read myself. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, I started writing My Metal Girl, and I was like, this is the dopest fucking thing, and they're gonna love it. I've never written a love story, like an actual, like full blown love story, and I'm having
I've
so
heard
much
it's
fun.
harder than it looks. It really is
It's so
not.
much harder than it looks.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
god.
tough. But I think true comedy, like a Theater 7, and then
Yeah.
romance, a love story. Those two genres are
Oh
are
man.
very tough
Horror
to
is
to
easy for me. Like
yeah,
horror's easy, drama's easy.
right.
This whole like oh my gosh, I was so scared of Theater 7. Like when we first started, I was terrified. And I remember Devin was like, "This is really fucking good," and I was like, "Whoa," you know.
Okay, if you
So
say so.
yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed
Those are
it.
usually when it's the most rewarding because I can't even tell you the nerve wracking, gut wrenching, pit in the stomach feeling I had whenever I was doing my first volume of this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I imagine. I mean, well, especially when you're delving into the depths that you've jumped into, madam. I mean, I'm
Ugh.
sure it was a little nerve
I remember
wracking.
some of your comments and your updates and things on your first
Yeah.
campaign. Yeah, you were like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yep.
much how it was too.
Yep.
But
I
Well,
think
mean,
we showed you that yeah, you're fine.
you guys certainly had a lot of faith in me, and I hope I put it to good use.
Absolutely. It was
But
not misplaced. It was a good, yeah. We all had fun.
yes. But I think that you also notice that when the stakes are high, you really dig down deep. And I know that I do, and I did, and I still
for
am.
sure.
Like,
Mhm.
this isn't just, oh, yeah, I'd like to draw boobies. I really do try to work on things that I normally don't get a chance to do with cover art or to do with sequentials. Um,
Yeah.
this is really fun, and I find myself the further into Kinktober working in little story elements, and it's fun to be able to be like, hey, I thought of you when I was adding this thing, and they're like, oh, thank
We
you.
thought of you when you were adding that plug. Damn it, April.
Right.
Well, I love it. I mean, not that you stint on your cover work or anything, which you don't, but the amount of detail that you
Uh-huh.
invest in these pieces, such as this, like for the Squee and Kingtober, is I think really what we love as fans. We just adore. We adore the fact that you put that passion in there and that those details, and you take that time and you invest. You dig deep and you invest, and it just shows. And that's why we keep coming back for more.
Very true. It also helps that it's like a one-time event. It's not like every month.
Thank goodness.
That'd be a
Well,
I
lot.
think
I don't
your
know that
sanity couldn't take it, and our wallets couldn't handle it.
you're
So,
gonna end
No
up running
doubt.
out of like prompts if you do it every month. I wouldn't even know. Maybe not. I didn't know there's so many things existed as you showed me already. I had no
Oh
clue.
my gosh. I
So,
this is the first year that I got the raw list myself
oh
off of
lordy, yeah,
Twitter.
that was
I
tough.
was like, whoa. I thought I
Folks,
knew some shit. I knew
yeah, go
nothing.
back to the shallow end, girlfriend, because that list was tough. That
That
was
was super tough. Did I send you that edited?
yeah, yeah.
Oh
Before
Lord.
yeah, I was like, even if you hadn't cut some of them out, I was gonna be like, oh, let's
Yeah.
not, like,
Yeah.
because they were bad. Like they were like, what the fuck? Like, I'm okay with people having their things, but some of those were like, you can't admit to that in public. You'll fucking that's not good.
yeah, I don't even know the list you're talking about, but I can only imagine because yeah, I've seen some of the other things.
there's
I'm like,
there's
So the
a
original list for the Kinktober stuff,
yeah,
it like the full on before it was edited list that people sent in.
there
Madam,
oh
is
yeah,
3 per day and varying degrees of stuff. And there was a couple of them where I was like, well, I'll just throw it up there. And I am like, one of them was like the mommy kink, the daddy kink, or the somnophilia thing, like while you're sleeping, which, don't get me wrong, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, those are all kind of fantasy things that you can
yep,
incorporate
yep.
versus something rapey. We don't do that.
Yeah, it feels real rapey.
So I put that as a poll up on the Ethereal. Yeah, I see that face. I put it up as a poll on the Ethereal fan page on Facebook, and I turned the edit thing off so that nobody could add stuff. But I forgot that I'm not the only editor on that damn thing, so that's super fun. Oops. I put it up there. I come back to it like 8 hours later or something, and Dustin has added the sexy drive-through Taco Bell chick, and I was just like, "What?" And that one, and I was like, "Shenanigans!" So I don't know what I'm gonna put on the labeling process of this book. It's gonna be Shenanigans Day, is what I think I'm gonna just call it, because I put it out there and it won, and I was just like, oh shit. And so I don't know. I'm still working that out, but damn it, Dustin.
Like, well, it's based on like an event that happened in real life, and I also put it up there as a joke. Like this, I was like, these are some weird options. I need to put something real funny on here. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, everybody's voting for that. And I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus. So,
oh my gosh.
But it was, so the story goes, Shawnee, and I'm sure you heard it before, but the story was, I'm sure you have heard it, but we were, so we were at a show, and it was me, April, and Keith.
Suncoast.
Yeah, Suncoast Comic Con. Love Suncoast. So we're at Suncoast, and we're like trying to find some place to fucking eat. And like everything's closed. It's all real touristy.
It was a lot of like the post-COVID. We got to close it early because of staffing kind of shit.
Right.
Yeah. And it was real pretty area and whatnot, but everywhere was like locked every time we went to go. And so we ended up going to Taco Bell, and I'm like, I don't need that. My bowels don't want that. That's not great. So
nobody needs this for me.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't need any of that. No, it wasn't Suncoast, was it?
Yes,
no,
it
dude.
Was. Yes,
no, because it was just me and you. It was just me and you.
It was Keith. Keith was there too.
Right, but we didn't have Jen Leonard with us. And Jen did Suncoast with us too. Remember? Because that was the one where the dude was like, you have a dog in your hotel room? And I was like, fuck no, bro. I've told you 3 times I have a dog.
Oh, the toothless person. Yeah, no, yeah. You're right. Okay, so it was Villicon.
So was it Villicon that Keith just came to hang out? It was Villicon.
Yeah,
because he just came to hang out with us.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're at the fucking we can't find anywhere to eat, so we go to Taco Bell, and I'm like, all y'all are gonna suffer. This is not gonna be good. So we're
warn me now.
Yeah, I'm like, this is look, dude. Look, I love all y'all. You're all gonna hate me by the end of this. So we're fucking getting the food. We order the food, and we get to the second window, and this chick, like I swear she unbuttoned like 3 buttons.
I remember this.
Like she unbuttoned like 3 of them.
Oh my God.
She just leans forward, and they're like G's almost, in my mind anyway, because they were taking up the entire window. Like she leaned forward, and I'm trying to be respectful, and I'm just like not looking or anything. I'm like, okay, I need some, mild sauce and some fucking something else. And she's just like, she's like pushing them further into the car every time she like leans forward to talk. And I'm just like, I don't know how to respond to any of this. I'm gonna get canceled by the taco lady. And I need an adult. You know what I mean? This is so
it's a great
thing. A lifeline
that HR was already in the car.
Yeah, I need some help. I mean, I swear to God, if April had not been in the car, it'd have been real fucking weird, because it'd have been like, why
I
you
was
looking
the
at my stuff?
comforting
And I'm like,
factor
I swear I am
Oh
not.
my God.
Keith's in the
That's how
back
you know
seat
we were
going,
in
damn, look
trouble.
at those things. And I'm going, nuh-uh. I just need my tacos and my goddamn mild sauce. Get the fuck out. And she's just like, I'm like, there's a nipple gonna poke my eye out in the next like 5 seconds.
Not. The only difference between my drawing and her was the fact that she had a bra on, so you were fine.
No, I was
I'm
terrified.
down there.
That bra was working overtime and containing
No,
the
no,
glory
that
that was the taco
your
lady.
shirt was working overtime.
Yeah,
Good
for sure.
Lord.
Was
That
the button
shirt looked like
crying?
it
Was it I can't hang
It
on
was
anymore.
so stressed. You could tell.
I thought I was going to die by death of button.
That is a very real champagne cork kind of moment. Yeah.
Terrifying, but it was super
Oh
fun.
God, I love
So
that story.
that's all I could think of when I was like, oh yeah, Taco Bell lady, we'll put her on the
Shenanigans
fucking.
day.
Shenanigans day.
And then it won by like a lot too. Like it didn't win by like one or
did.
two. So it was like
Button shenanigans day.
Right?
Death by button.
Well,
That'll have to be in a,
what's funny
that'll
is
have to be
that I
that'll have to be in a
forgot
short
about it.
story somewhere.
Yeah, right. I
Death by
totally
button.
forgot about it. So when he changed it to drive-through person, I thought he was talking like Chris Farley's Saturday Night Live lunch lady. I was just like, yeah, that's why I posted that GIF as a response. I'm like,
oh,
yeah,
I didn't even
I
realize.
was serious.
I thought you knew exactly what I was talking about. So I was like,
Yeah, no, I had no idea at first, but then again, I'm a simple girl with simple needs. But then when Keith was all like code yellow, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is real.
Yeah. This is all kinds of danger. HR. Where the fuck is HR? Yeah. You know, I'm halfway across the country. I'm gonna need somebody to vouch for me.
Get canceled by the taco lady.
Yeah, this is not good.
Oh.
She was not good. She definitely wanted something. I don't know if it was my debit card.
She just wanted you to not hate her because she was out of soda.
It was so gross. Ugh.
What?
No, she gave us soda, but it wasn't it was all fucking
oh, I don't know. I just know that you
all
were
flat.
blowing
It
up
was so gross.
and I was sending you terrible memes.
But yeah, so we had a good time, and then you know, we departed the Taco Bell line. We survived.
Barely.
And then I've heard about it ever since.
You were scarred, but you survived.
Oh my God, yes.
Jesus.
Oh, so good.
Code yellow. Oh my God.
Code yellow, death by button.
Yeah, no. Well, code yellow is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Death by button may not be so good.
I don't know. If you get an eye poked out, just think of the stories. I feel like
I think about I'm suing Taco Bell if they shoot my goddamn eye out. What
That's
happened?
hard to explain.
Your employee there used their
Yeah.
What is it?
and,
Yeah, sir.
Oh my gosh! If you really did, I would
memory
make
tried to
fun
free
of you.
It was a type 3 memory attack.
Yes,
grenade.
category 4.
Yeah. Dude, oh my God, terrifying.
Woo.
Put that thing away. Oh my goodness. They're like, well, you have them out on your artwork. Cool, yeah. That one needs to be put away though, because it tried to kill me. I don't know if we're gonna try to repeat this again, but it may try to kill me again. So, better put that thing somewhere that's not gonna injure anybody. Especially young children that are going through this drive-through. Don't fucking put that thing away. Goodness gracious.
Yes. Harness those babies, put those away.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus H, Batman, she was ready to take somebody out. And Keith's like, hit me with the button. And I'm like, oh.
I'm in the line of fire, dude.
Quick, let me get it on film.
April's there with yeah. Wait,
I'll jump on that grenade for you. Sure you will. Sit back there. Eat your taco.
That's code, right?
Yeah. Well, it was about to be, and then I almost laughed, so I couldn't get the rest of it out.
That's what she said.
Out or in? What?
Either or. Just
yeah.
It's
It tracks.
Anyway, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark, and April and I had an incredible interview before this, so a lot of fun. So I think we're about to call it here, guys. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Man, oh man, we appreciate you back in the campaigns. I mean, both of them are doing so well. Thank you so very, very much.
Yay.
Don't forget you can go to www.patreon.com Ethereal After Dark. Pick yourself up some Squeeze 'em, and you can go to www.ifithops and get you some of that good bunny because she's amazing. We're very, very
Yeah.
happy about her.
Mhm.
And don't forget, next month is Underland. So everybody's getting their previews are coming in right now for Underland. And don't think that wasn't devised by me to make sure those started arriving around about the same time the book dropped. Marketing 101. So mad fun, mad fun. I hope you guys do enjoy them. I hope that you enjoy your previews as they come in. And you guys, everybody's getting books left and right. So just share them. And when they come into the house, when they come into the apartment, whatever, share the books as they come in. Talk about the books because the more you talk about them, the more you do the hashtag Give It Hops, the more you do the hashtag Team Ethereal. It means so much, and it's silly how much it means. Like I would have never realized when I started how much a fucking hashtag meant. And if you hashtag enough, we start showing up. We show up in Google now when you look us up. But if you hashtag enough, April and I will be at the top of the goddamn Google. You know what I mean? So I think we are for Ethereal Comics. If you do an Ethereal Comics search, I think we're at the top of the Google. Anyway, but there's all kinds of cool stuff. Swing by there, check it out. Like I said, don't forget the new book's out next month. And then we've got the Christmas book coming up, guys, which is gonna be a lot of fun. But I will probably be on here, shooting the shit next Friday as well. I normally am. There are days when I'm just like under the weather a bit more than most days. So I try to, take my Fridays when I can because I get everybody's home on the weekend. So we get to spend a little time together and whatnot. That, and I write more on the weekend because Heather has both my crazy hoodlum children and my dogs. So, I will talk to you guys later. And April, you want to say anything to the nice people before we dip on out?
Just thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Thank you so much for sharing and checking out our campaigns. It means a lot. Your word of mouth gets us so much more love than you can possibly know. My campaign ends at midnight on Sunday. And then I'll be ordering a few extra. So if funds are tight and you still want to get a copy, just shoot me an email so I can make sure I can order the right amounts, and then that way I'll have it on hand at a show or be able to mail it to you later in the year. Because after all, this is pre-orders.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
Shows.
The book is going to be perfect bound. It's going to be 68 pages at least. So it's a big boy. And it's going to be full color and everything. So I'm really excited to give you guys the best that I can bring. So.
Well, the best you bring, madam, is pretty fucking cool.
Thanks.
So, but speaking of things and shows, we're actually talking about booking shows for this year coming up. So you guys should see us all over the country. We're very, very excited about that. Anyway, we got to hang out with our good friend Shawnee, who we absolutely love to pieces. She's amazing, and she is part of that life's blood that I talk about all the time. There are, it's something special, man, when you guys get to interact with us because we enjoy the interaction. We enjoy the camaraderie that it brings having such incredible friends in our lives. We really we appreciate that because I know there are some days when it's just like, man, shit is tough, and then you're like, yeah, but the fans are ready for this, they're ready for that, or they're and that gives us so much. It's like Rocky, right? Like you can be sick as fuck and Rocky, you got that fan thing going, and you're like, oh yeah, ready to go to the round. You know what I mean? It's just it's very, very cool experience, and we're very grateful to be able to share that with everyone. And again, before we go, don't forget to check out the bunny. Don't forget to check out the red label because it's something wild, man. It's something really cool to get behind. And then again, you've got Underland coming up next month with interior art by Lier's Cross. Beautiful fucking book, guys. I mean to tell you,
Mhm.
I have seen a lot of it, and it is absolutely stunning. The covers are coming in, and they're off the chart, guys. Like they're, I don't know what it is with this particular medium, April, but this particular IP, uh, they're coming out with bangers, man. Like left and right are just like
Wait, what are you talking about?
I think Underland.
Underland for next month.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no edit. Like we're not editing. Like normally we do a couple little edits here and there, but there's like no editing
But it's
on the
just coming
Underland.
out. Here you are.
They're just coming out, man. Like
Beautiful.
I felt like that with Fallen Leaves, right? When Fallen Leaves dropped, it was like there were no edits. There was one. I'll give you that. There was one that April, in
I felt
rightfully
strongly about. Yes.
She
Well, if you
rightly,
feel strongly about it, then yeah.
yeah. So we went with the edit on that one, but most of the Fallen Leaves covers we didn't even touch. You know, it was just like they're fucking amazing, and I think that you guys are prepared for that again. And with Underland, they're they're pretty fucking nuts. So I'm really really excited about it.
Well,
Anyway, guys, thanks
on
again
behalf
so
of the fans, I'm excited to see them. We are eagerly
Yes.
waiting for them to come out, and I am honored to be here
Oh.
and hang out with my friends, Dustin.
Yeah,
and
Love
April.
dude.
you.
All the friends, all the friends. We love the friends.
Yes.
Be good, guys, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Night, everybody.